Hallihallo and welcome back to my channel. We have the first real episode now, or first part from my new season this year, which is mostly about a healthy lifestyle, but I want to also share all my experiences I gained during my life about all the diets and stuff like that I tried. So first thing, or this video now, I want to share with you what my experience is regarding eating half as much or counting calories. So yeah, I have to confess, I tried this not once, not twice, but several times. But this was mostly between my 20 and 30 years, something like that. So in my early 20s, I tried it several times. I did it. And I almost reached my goal as well, because at this time I was very self-disciplined, so that was not a problem. But yeah, that is something we come later to it. You can't keep your whole life. That's not sustainable, in my word. So what it is mostly about, I mean, I'm telling you, or what I'm telling you is old news. You already know that. So the most part of it is just to reduce your calories. Either you do it by eating only half as much, or really counting your calories. At the end, it's a simple math, because you consume calories on a daily basis with your normal body functions, but also with your activities you're doing. The more you do, the more calories you consume, the more you can eat. And you try to, you have to stay below that what you consume. The more or the higher the deficit is, the difference, the more of course you will lose on weight. So pretty simple, and technically it really works, but there is a great but. First of all, what I experienced all the time, really all the time, is that as soon as I start something like this, even before that, really, when, for example, when I think, okay, from tomorrow on you start to reduce your calories to, let's say, lose some pounds. From that moment on, in my mind, all I can think is food. And this will stay with you as long as you keep that diet. It will never stop. And that really is the worst suffering at all. And you have it all the time, because your body will never get used to a deficit of calories, of energy. Your body needs the energy. And what will happen, that is one of the worst things as well, I will tell you, is that your survival instinct of your body is the most instinct you have. So as soon as your body detects that it gets less calories as it used to, and even less at the body needs for the regular body functions, it will reduce energy wherever it can. So that was also an experience I had all the times I did something like that, is I was freezing. The whole time I was freezing, and regardless what I put on, doesn't matter, I was freezing. Because to keep your body temperature, that is one of the most energy consuming parts what your body has to do. And if no energy is available, then it will reduce your body temperature to the minimum it must have to survive. So that was one of the results I always had. The second thing is, I guess maybe because you have all those sugar cravings. Of course, if you reduce calories, you try to reduce them there where you consume most of it. For example, sweet candy, stuff like that. Now you won't eat candies during that time because they have a lot of calories, but they won't satisfy your hunger. So that's something you will definitely stop doing. And also in all your other meals, you try to reduce those parts of food, of products, which are very, very high in calories. So this is fat and this is sugar. Both of them is not purely bad. Of course, sugar is something our body does not really need. There's a very lot of carbs which are needed for your brain and for your energy in your muscles. But first of all, your body can produce this by itself, for example, from protein as well. But I'm not saying that low carb is the best thing for my body. I know after all this experience, I need some carbs, but I pay a lot of attention to which kind of carbs I'm eating. And from those carbs, my body is able to get all the energy it needs for muscles or for my brain. So the regular sugar is something you really don't need in any kind. So that is one of the good things during that kind of diet, that you will stop eating sugar in any kind. The bad thing is you might be thinking of exchanging it with sweeteners, as I did. I drank a lot of Coke in my early 20s, I have to confess. Today I can't even think of Coke anymore. But at this time I drank a lot of it. I think that was the most thing I ever drank, because for almost 4 decades of my life, I'm 44 now, I drank less than a liter a day, and most of it was Coke. Not the last 10-15 years, not that in this time, not I drank my drinking behaviors changed to water and tea at this time, and also coffee, a lot of coffee, but no Coke anymore. So Coke I stopped drinking, I don't know, 15 years ago I would say. But at this time I drank a lot of Coke. So what did I do? I changed the regular Coke to Diet Coke. I thought that's better for your body, it has less calories, so it will help me reduce weight. Even the thinking of reducing weight, I was never heavy build or stuff like that. I'm not the slimmest or thinnest person in the world, of course, but my body weight was always between your ideal or normal weight. Had never ever had overweight in any kind. But nevertheless, as a young woman, you think compared to all those models, you have to lose some pounds. So I changed to Diet Coke. What else? I exchanged not only so all the products with a lot of sugar. I either stopped eating them or I exchanged them for those diet products where the regular sugar is it's either exchanged with artificial sweeteners like in Diet Coke, or it's exchanged with fructose, so the sugar out of from fruits, but not in the fruit anymore, extracted from fruits. So I thought when it's used for diet products, for diabetes, for example, then it might be better than regular sugar. But yeah, as I know now, that's another video worth. I think that fructose is not good for your body, at least when it is not contained in a fruit anymore. So if you eat fructose with the fruit, then everything is all right. Eat fruits. That's another thing. But the real the fructose extracted from fruits is very bad for your body, because it will make you gain weight, a lot of it, because regular food sugar, when it's in your blood system, your pancreas will produce insulin, and all the sugar will be transported from the insulin to your cells, especially to your muscles, and there you will have a lot of energy and so on. But with fructose, you will not trigger your pancreas to produce insulin. That's the reason why it's in diet products, because it's not affecting your blood sugar, so also not your insulin production. But those fructose will be delivered directly to your liver, And your liver, apart from detoxing your system, will metabolize the fructose directly into fat, just fat. That is one of the reasons why a lot of diabetes patients have overweight, because of the fructose and those diet products. So I didn't know that at this time. So I exchanged all products, regular products, with low sugar variants, like artificial sweeteners. I didn't know the bad thing about that either at this time, or with fructose. The other thing I exchanged were the products, the regular products with a lot of fat, to those light products. For example, cheese or yogurt, or what else? Milk, especially milk. I tell you, the worst milk I ever tasted was 0.1 percentage of fat in 100 milliliter. That was water with a white color, nothing else. There was absolutely no taste in it. I put it in my coffee, and I could have drank the coffee black. That was worse. So yeah, but at this time I thought, low fat is a lot of calorie. 1 kilo body fat equals approximately 7,000 kilocalories. So you can count how many calories a day you must have as a deficit to lose just 1 kilo body fat. So every calorie counts. That was one thing I exchanged. And what I didn't know at this time either was that there are a lot of different kinds of fat, not just the fat in your milk or in your yogurt, but you have the fat in your margarine. Say it in English, margarine. Let me check this afterward, and if it's wrong, I put the correct word in here. So that's not butter, but it's plant-based. And also, I thought at this time that margarine is much better than butter, so I exchanged butter for margarine. Never will do this again. I stopped this behavior, thanks God. I don't know, I'm almost 20 years ago, I think. No, also for 15 years, 10-15 years ago. And there are also fats, a lot of fats in your food as well, especially if you eat fast food or prepared food, which you just have to put in the oven or in the microwave and stuff like that. There's also a lot of very bad fat included. I didn't know at this time the difference between high quality plant fat, like olive oil or coconut oil, for example. Coconut oil is a quite different plant oil, nothing to do with olive oil or sunflower oil or sunflower seed oil, or what else do we have? Flax oil, stuff like that. So I didn't know the different kinds of oil of fats at this time. I didn't even know that there exists something like omega-6 or omega-9 or omega-3. I had no idea. So my main focus was just to reduce calories as much as I could. So that was then one result. Your body lacks a lot of very essential nutrients. You have nutrients your body can't produce by itself, so it needs it via food. But yeah, if you just look out for low calorie food, and there's a difference between the calories. I think I used to very often the empty calorie food. Then your body lacks nutrients, and it will result in hunger again, because your body needs them. They are essential, and so it will stimulate your hunger and try to get you to eat something. And then the circle starts again. Your brain thinks about food, your body stimulates your hunger feelings, and the whole time you are searching for food. So instead, calorie reduced food, of course, but instead of sticking to your 3 meal times, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you try to snack all the time. Surely you have your total amount of calories in focus, but you just divided them over the whole day. So you try to snack a lot, and that's also not that good for your body system, because also your gut system, your intestinal system needs time to recover. Yeah, that was another thing I learned. Besides of the sugar cravings, the bad temperature, I was really bad tempered at that time, because I thought only of food. I was craving sugar. I had no energy, but I couldn't concentrate on my work, especially. That was so hard. That was really hard. But I still stick to it until I reached my goal. I almost every time reached my goal. That is the next thing. First of all, it becomes um, more difficult with each age. With each age? With each year. The older you get, the older you become, the more difficult it gets to reach your goal. So let's put it that way. That was one thing. And then when you reach your goal, that's the really bad thing about it. You start eating again like you were used to it before you started the diet. So whole calorie, but not even this, but it's not on purpose, but I don't know, there was the whole time was a border in your mind that stops you overeating at 1500 calories, for example. But now this border is open, it's not there anymore, it vanished, disappeared. So, and then your brain or your body reacts like, oh yeah, now the starvation period is over, here is food everywhere, let's stock our storage again, because who knows, the next starvation period might be next week. So you, not on purpose, voluntarily, you just overeat. And that leads to the world famous JoJo effect. Everybody has heard it. Most women know it by experience, and that's one of the reasons. So, in summary, what I've learned during a low calorie diet, either it's half as much or counting the calories or whatever else there is out there where you eat just low calories. I don't think if even Weight Watcher, for example, is this. I never tried this. I have no idea how they calculated their points for the products, but I guess in the end it's quite similar. It just is to stay below your consumption so that you can reduce weight. And all kind of those diets will lead at the end to a bad temperature, low concentration. You will reduce muscle structure, which is the worst thing, because your muscles are the ones which are consuming the most calories. So if you reduce them, and your body temperature will be reduced as well, which is even a lot of energy. Energy equals calories consuming. So during this diet, you calculate on a regular day, your calorie consumption is, let's say, 1800 calories for a woman. But and then you set your target for your food, for your nutrition. That should be, let's say, 1500. So you have a 300 calorie deficit a day, which in 23 days equals almost 1 kilogram in body fat. But when you start this diet, your muscles will be reduced, your body temperature will be reduced, your energy in total is reduced. So even your regular activities, even if you didn't do extra sport before the diet, but all your normal calories you would consume if you eat on a regular basis will be reduced as well, but you don't count that. That might be one of the reasons, when I think about it, why I stopped losing weight after the first 1-2 weeks. Because all the time, in the first 1 or 2 weeks, very fast, I almost lost 4 to 5 kilos. Always. It's very fast, but then it stopped. And that might be one of the reasons, because you lose muscle structure. You need a lot of time to build muscles. Really, it's really hard and costs a lot of time, but to reduce it is very fast. That's not fair, but it is like it is. And as I said, your body temperature will be reduced as well very fast, and these are the two most calorie consuming parts of your body. So when you calculate it with 1800 on a regular day within your diet, it's not 1800 anymore. Maybe it's only 1600 then, and if you eat 1500, then your difference is only 100. Then it takes you much longer to lose any weight at all. But you are still bad tempered and unconcentrated and all the negative stuff you have. And at the end, when you are really self-disciplined, and this is a suffering, it's really a suffering, it's so hard. Everybody who tried this can tell you, and with each year it gets harder and harder. And still, if you can keep that suffering up for a long time and you finally reach your goal as soon as you start eating. It took you maybe 8 weeks, 12 weeks to lose a few pounds, but as soon as you start eating regularly again and you do not change your eating behavior from the empty calories to good calories, then you have the starting weight again and even 1, 2, 3 pounds more than you started with. Yeah, so that was my experience each time. Yet don't ask me why I still repeated this whole suffering for several times. I don't know, because maybe I had just had really a goal. Today I never have a goal in weight, never ever. I'm just I still weighing myself, and I keep track of it, but I never have a goal to lose, I don't know, some kilos for whatever reason. My goal is, what I'm working on and still working on, is to get my feeling for my cravings back, for my body, because I'm pretty sure your body will tell you what it's missing, and you will crave exactly for this food where you know this nutrient what is missing is included, contained, I don't know. So, and that's what I'm trying to get back. So I can distinguish exactly when I have sugar cravings, and it's just cravings because you are used to it and you just like it now, or if I have really a craving for something because my body is missing something. I have this, for example, for eggs, boiled eggs. I don't know why. I can't explain, but sometimes I have really hard, strong cravings for boiled eggs. So then I eat some eggs, and then it's gone. Or for the fruit. I told you last week when I started my candida fight and to reduce sugar almost to zero and forbid me even fruits, then I got those cravings that was almost unbearable. And now I allow myself fruits, not much, but when I have cravings, I just eat some fruits. Not pineapple, not mango, not banana, of course, but an apple, a pear, I think, some berries or stuff like that. I allow myself, and then the cravings are gone, and I'm happy, and I know that way I can almost last forever. I'm not craving any sugar anymore. I had sometimes headaches at the beginning, but now I'm not missing it in no way. Just now I'm baking sugar-free muffins only with apple and pear in it as sweet stuff, and egg and coconut oil and some whole grain flour. Yeah, that's it. Some vanilla, but no sugar, not vanilla sugar, only pure vanilla. Yeah, so what else to say to those kind of diets with calorie counting or eating half as much? Besides that, your focus is only on food and you exchange your food with the low fat and low sugar variants, which are both not, I would never suggest anybody to eat those. I think now, after all my experience and my books which I read till now, that the whole thing is the best. Sugar, okay, I try to avoid sugar wherever I can, not just now, but also in my regular time. Um, okay, under one circumstance you still can do this kind of diet, but you have to be aware upfront that it will never reduce your weight on a long term. It's really only short term, and if you do it on a well-controlled way, so you don't exchange for the bad things like artificial sweeteners or low-fat variants, but for the whole nutrient-rich food, then you still can do it for a few days to reduce your calories if you, for example, want to fit into a dress for one day. But you can't lose 2 sizes, of course. The fit has to, the dress has to fit you already, or the dress has to fit you already, but you can make you more comfortable in it for an evening, for example, but nothing else. As soon as you start eating, it's all gone. So be aware of that before you start that suffering. Yeah, that was it for today's video. My experience with calorie counting or eating half as much. I'm just, for the record, I'm not doing this for 15 years anymore. I will never do this again, never ever. I now have a really good lifestyle, I think, which is sustainable for me. I develop it all the time, so it will never stay the same, because you develop, your body is changing, so also your needs are changing, and I try to adjust it always accordingly. But therefore, it's really important to learn to listen to your body again, and that's the thing I'm trying to learn now. I'm in the middle of the process with all my cleansing and detoxing and stuff like that, to really listen to my body, what my body just needs right now. Yeah, next week I think I tried a lot of other diets, so I will see if I just tell you my experience with other diet forms like paleo or stuff like that. I don't know everything in English yet. I have to translate some of them, or maybe I don't know. I don't know. Let's be surprised what I will do next week. So until then, have a nice week, and we hear us together next week. Bye bye.